Y'all ain't gonna tell nobody.
I ain't never told nobody that I was there.
Shoot, it's hard for y'all to say how my name is Obi and I'm an addict in here. So you know you ain't gonna tell nobody. I'm just saying you should, right? At some point early on. Anyway, I don't know how we got there. It said a man who endures trials is blessed because when he passes the test, he will receive the crown of life that God has promised to those who love him. James 1 and 12. And let me tell you what that crown is and what that crown is not. We think that when we go through something, that means we're going to get some additional something. No, the crown is, y'all, that you made it through and you gained that strength and you gained that information. We think that, oh, when I go through this, I'm going to get a whole bunch of money or I'm going to get some tangible anything. No, it's not that. It's not that. It's you made it through. You know, it doesn't mean that crown of life is now that you know. That's why when people say, as a recovering addict or a cancer survivor or whatever the case may be, and you tell somebody, oh, I'm in recovery and I've been clean 6 months, and they, right? That's your crown, because they say, you know what? This person has been tested and this person went through something and we applaud you. That's the crown. It don't mean you're gonna get a whole bunch of money, y'all. I know a whole bunch of people in recovery. I don't know a whole bunch of rich people in recovery. The crown is they just got promoted to the next grade. That's all it is. So this ain't health and wealth and prosperity. That crown is you're gonna get some reward and you could come up and blow up. No, the crown is you got that information. And the biggest part of it is that I got this information and I got this experience that if God got me through that when the next trial comes, I can trust him to get me through the next one. That's the crown. Y'all got it? That's what it is and that's what it's not. I don't want to confuse you all when I say that you think you're going to get some type of tangible reward, because most times you are not, but you sure get that experience. I love sports references. One of the reasons, even in this current Super Bowl and the one beforehand. Now, the Patriots lost this year, but everybody that was watching the game was scared. I was going for Philadelphia. But I was scared. Even after the horn blow. Because Tom Brady and Belichick will come back. You know, I'm like, it's over. They say it's over. I'm like, you sure? It may be something. But they're not going to come back still. Hell, they're not going to come back now. Because I've seen it twice. I seen it last year with Atlanta, and I seen it with Seattle, where the game was won and everybody was saying it's over. And I'm like, hold them up. 3 touchdowns ain't enough. Why? Because you know why we say that? Because Tom Brady and Belichick have been tested, y'all. Right? Yep. And they've shown us that they'll come back. God is wanting you to be Tom Brady. He's wanting you to be Belichick. That when you go through something and life get difficult, you want your wife, you want your husband, you want your children, you want your employer to be able to have some comfort in saying, he gonna get through this. Because right now, every time you go through something, they panic because they think that's gonna take you out. That's why I tell y'all to stay off that phone sharing your troubles with your family. They can't be your sounding board because that scared him. What's it tripping? Miss Jackson tripping. I don't know how much longer I'm going to take this. They're in a panic. Well, she'll be gone today. Why? Because they know you don't know how to be rejected. They know you don't know how to be tried. They know you don't know how to go through something and stay. Y'all get it?
Yes, sir. Yes.
And so that's why we can't share with them. Because it's scary to them. Remember that. Be careful. I liken it to Maini. Maini worked on the same job 40 years. She never want to go to work. She complained every day. Oh, I'm sick of this job. But you know what we knew? At 5 o'clock in the morning, that sister was going to be up, and that sister was going to work. Now, she going to complain the whole time, but she was going to work. Now, some of y'all, when y'all go to complaining, your family's scared that you better quit. You see what I'm saying? That's probably why I got that cup of coffee this morning. Sister like, oh, okay, now you coffee, go to work. But when I told her that I was an addict, I also told her at the same time that I had been on the same job at that time for 15 years. I had a track record of stability that she could bank on. Right now, you don't have that. You're trying to earn that. Got it? Number 3, it says, how do you believe God is using your current experiences to mature you for tomorrow's challenge? How do you view what you're going through that God is using that to prepare you for something else? Have you ever went and asked God when you're going through something, Dominique, and it's taking a long time for you to get a job? You ever went back and said, Lord, what is it that you want me to learn from this delay?
I couldn't get past the frustration.
You're going to have to. See, if you get stuck in the frustration, you can't get to the lesson learned. Good answer, though. He said, I couldn't get past the frustration. That's why you ain't got no job. Because you got to get to the point to where, what is it that I need to learn from this? What is it that I need to get from this? It's not his ability to get someone with your work history and your criminal background to get a job. Because you done seen him do that. So it's not about his ability. It's about what he's trying to get you to grow up and trying to learn. What is it? And we all got that. What is it? And I think we all need to have some things that we can look up there and say, how do you believe God is using your current experiences to mature you for tomorrow's challenges? Because he allows you to go through some things today to prepare you for the challenges that you're going to go through later in life. And if you can't get through this today, you won't be prepared for tomorrow. That makes sense? Yeah. And that's all of us. He's not tempting you, he's testing you. And testing, let me say another word. Instead of test, he's preparing you. We like that word better, right? Yeah. Testing seems ugly. What if we took test out and put preparing? It's called preparation. He's preparing you for something greater. But you don't get that unless you pass today's challenges. You won't be prepared. Because guess what? Life gets heavy. I tell y'all all the time, y'all be like, Bussy, man, all this work we do, man, we got to get up at 5 and we ain't through to 8 and we got to exercise and we got to read and we got to go to class and y'all wants to stay awake. Like, well, if you can't pass that, how you gonna get a house and a wife and a husband and kids and a job and responsibilities? You're gonna have more to do after you leave than this program. We had Kingdom Man this past Saturday, and y'all, 3-4 y'all late, and y'all stay a block and a half from here. And some of us drove from Garland, from Duncanville, DeSoto, and if we can get here on time, surely a brother that got a block and a half to walk ought to be able to make it. It take me 45 minutes to get here. No traffic, 30. So for me to get here at 7, I had to leave home at 6. How long did it take y'all to walk from the Bunham house to the gatehouse? Less than 2 minutes? So that's why I don't have no sympathy on you for that. That make sense?
Yes, sir.
So you got to get to the point to where you can be trusted. In closing. I skipped 2, didn't I?
Yes, sir.
2, how is God using today's problems to increase your faith? How is God using today's problems to increase your faith? It's about whether you believe in God's nature and character. That is your problems that you're going through, is his intent ill will? Or do you believe that his intent is to increase or promote or prepare? And a lot of times we think that when we're going through something, God's intent is ill will. Whether, let's just deal with addiction. I tell family members all the time that it's something for you to get out of this. Last week we asked the question, if y'all remember, do you trust God with your job, with your husband, with your house, with your children? Right? Y'all remember that? Remember that question? That's a hard question. So if you are dealing with a child or a husband or a brother or a sister that's dealing with addiction, it's about whether or not you trust God with them. However it turns out. You see what I'm saying? It don't mean you help, but you got to find that line of how do I support and not enable? How do I love without becoming codependent? How do I get out of God's way in this process? And that's really about it. We love the prodigal son story. People quote it all the time because we like the end of it. That boy came home. We love that. We shout about that in church. But that daddy gave that brother all his money and never left the porch. The Bible don't say he went out looking for him, that he done none of that. He gave it to him and let him go. It had to have heard about that riotous living that he had and him sleeping outside, him being in the hog pen and all of that, but he didn't go. And the Bible says that son came to himself and came home. And check this out. I love this boy. And the brother, when he came home, was mad. So guess what, y'all? Everybody ain't gonna be happy when you get clean, even in your family. Now that brother had a valid reason, because he could count. Because it was just 2 boys. And if the daddy split the money, that means he get half and the brother get half, right? But if he accept him back, then he got to be gapped again. That brother like, oh no, he can come home. But it sure shouldn't be split again. But that ain't the way the daddy done it. He was like, whoa, because you spending all of this money. You spending up my portion. So he shouldn't get no fatted calf. He shouldn't get no party. He shouldn't get no ring. He shouldn't get no coat. He got all that when he was living in the hog pen. That's the Bible, right? And so we have to understand that it be divisions in our family because the squeaky wheel gets the grease.
Yeah.
And so a lot of attention is given to the one that's struggling the most, and then the other one sometimes feel left out and unloved. I see it all the time. I see it all the time. And it hurts to, and I'm through, it hurts to watch someone you love be hurt by somebody you love. You know, if you're the sibling, you gotta have a conversation with your brother. You're like, man, you weren't my mama to death. Well, that's my mama too, I understand that. But you causing problems. I've seen marriages split where one parent is saying we need to stop and the other parent don't stop. I just had a situation with a client where a son was stealing and the dad wanted to put him out and the mama said no. And that brother got to live in a house with locks on his bathroom door and pretty much shower with his wallet in the sky. Because if he put it down, that joker would sneak in there and get it. That's a hell of a way to live, isn't it? But if he says something, he loses family. What you do in that situation, sister? What you do? You want him out, your husband said no. Stealing all your stuff, and you gotta walk around with your purse, sleep with your purse like that in order to keep your husband.
I said where you have to compromise your comfort, and that's where his comfort begins. So if I had to sleep with my purse in my bed, then he needs to go.
But your husband says no, and he's the head of the household.
Sure, I can convince him.
Wasn't that a nice answer? She said that. I'm sure I can. You think it would have came out like that? I don't think it would have came out like that. But you know what? We in those situations all the time. And that's what we're in here trying to learn to deal with. And your current crisis is to build your faith. And sometimes it's this situation in here. And I'm going to end with this. Family members and loved ones, what do you think God is trying to teach you and strengthen you? I don't want you to answer, I just want you to think about it in this situation. See, a lot of times we think that the only lessons learned and the only strength is for the other person. No, it's a plan in this situation for you too. It ain't just the addict, it affects the whole family. And God has something for you to learn, just like they have for the person that you came to see. You have to grow too. And most of the time, until you grow, they don't get clean. And I don't know what that line is for you, but they typically don't get clean till you grow. I did not stop smoking crack till my family stopped helping me. They would get me apartments, they would bail me out, they would do all of this. I never will forget, I called my auntie, I took her salvation from her. You know, because I'm God in my mind. Not really, but y'all understand. I called her, I said, Auntie, I'm out here and I don't have no place to go. And it was like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And that sister said, oh, okay, baby. Auntie finna go to sleep. I gotta go to work. And she hung up. I called back because obviously we got disconnected. I said, Auntie, it's 2 o'clock in the morning and I have no place to go. She said, baby, I heard you. But Auntie gotta go to work in the morning. I said, you don't love me and you not a real Christian. And she said, okay, baby. Auntie gotta go to sleep. And hung up. And when I kept calling, and back when they had them things, that woman took the phone off the hook. I started getting busy signals. So you know she didn't love me, and you know she wasn't a Christian. It was soon thereafter, y'all, I got clean. When she stopped bailing me out. Because I had no reason to get clean, because every time I got in a situation, she would bail me out, and I never suffered the consequences of my actions. She knew I wasn't a street kind of person. She knew I was a little soft, you know. I went up to that Dallas Life Foundation and stayed up there for a little while. And when God sent these people down here from this church, shoot, I got saved, started working in church and all that. But if she would have kept bailing me out, I probably would have never gotten clean. I didn't last no time before I was in church. Come to this church, and her best friend was sitting in the church, sitting right beside me, giving reports. Like, golly, how you doing? Hey, baby, we've been praying for you and waiting on you a long time. I got clean. I got 25 years clean behind that.